Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you're watching H&L, and if you're new to my channel, you're in for a treat because this is a haul and unboxing. Hopefully I'll get to some of the blooms I have in my greenhouse and an update. The greenhouse has never looked more beautiful. I'm like trying to rush because it is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I set this up at 8 in the morning. I had it all ready to go to start early with you guys, and guess what? Some interruptions came in and I haven't been able to start till now. So thank God my cats are very respectful to my things. They didn't touch a thing out here, so everything is primo, but I got a lot to share. So starting with what I got at, not just at the latest show that I went to, which was a Redland International Orchid and Plant Show, but I also went to Fairchild Gardens. They had orchids in October, and I also went to Ophi's. So I haven't even shown you part of those hauls. It wasn't a lot, but put together, it ended up being quite a lot of things. Plus I have a beautiful unboxing from one of my viewers that I've been dying to open. It's been there, I would say about 2 weeks almost, or a little under 2 weeks, that I can't wait to open. I know what it is, but I haven't seen it yet, and I promise you guys I haven't even taken a peek. I haven't had the time to do a peek. Plus, I really did a lot of cleanup because we had a beautiful get-together here at, I think it was the 17th of October on a Friday. We did happy hour right after the show happened, and we had a blast here. We had so many people over. It was so much fun. And I wish I could share that with you, but I didn't take any videos of that night. I did take one, so I'll put it in the end. Actually, you probably already saw it. I'm gonna put it in my second day, or should I say premiere day of Redland International Orchid Show. There's so many names, and I don't, you know what it is? People who are on TV, they have those teleprompters so they can read, so they never stumble. We YouTubers, we gotta like bring it up from our head. So if you see me stumbling, it's just because there's a lot of information and I wanna get it out to you. Like this t-shirt, I don't want to forget that. I wore it today specifically. I washed it. I wanted to see how it fit after washing. You know, it did not shrink at all. Look at this. It is gorgeous. It didn't fade. It is a beautiful t-shirt. Fits very well. We had a huge request at the show. They were asking, where did we get these shirts? And we're so happy that so many people loved it. We were showstoppers, literally, because we were a big group wearing these shirts, and it was so much fun. It caused a lot of commotions. People came up to us, who's selling those shirts? What booth is selling those shirts? And if I would have had enough time, I would have taken a bunch of them and probably sold them over there because it was crazy. I'm telling you, it caused a lot of commotion, and we're so proud of it. So anyways, if you guys want to get these shirts, we weren't gonna sell them to the public because it is a Bubbly Orchids Society that we created ourselves, our group. And I'm sorry I'm cutting my head off. I'm just wanting to show so you guys can really see the shirt. But we said, Roxy and I were like, why don't we just sell them? People really like them. It's a shirt that shows beautiful orchids, plus who doesn't like a little bubbly here and there? But anyway, let me get back here so I don't cut my head off. If you guys want to purchase them, go on Orchids 365, where they sell those beautiful 3D baskets, and you can purchase these shirts. Now they are true to size, so I know that some women have told me that in the bust area they need, if they're larger in the bust area, they will need a shirt that's slightly bigger because they are true to size. The women's shirts are V-neck, they're very pretty, and they are tapered in. So you might want to consider a size up, and that way when you wash it, it does shrink a little bit, but not too much, but just enough to fit nicely. Right now, all I can feel is the sweat running down my back because it is really humid. It's a beautiful day though. I'm going to put my eyes on because I'm doing this blinded, and I really want to make sure I show you guys everything. So we got the shirt out of the way. That's one thing I really wanted to talk to you guys. Let's do the unboxing first before we get into all this, because it'll be easier for me to actually, you know what? No, because I need to take out the plants. Didn't think properly. Let's start with supplies, which is always very important. I did stop at my friend's Ophi's, and I got two things, guys, that I've been talking a lot about, and I wanted to get. They had the Scentifier at the show, which is very difficult to get. This is extremely difficult to find. It's a great insecticide, and if you guys saw my Fairchild video, Fairchild Gardens, I talked about KLN root growth, and this stuff is magic. You want to use this separately. You don't mix it with anything. And what they use it for is either to promote root growth. You can do 2 teaspoons to a gallon when you're spraying your collection, or when you buy orchids that have been bare rooted, you know, you bring them from the shows and they've been out there for a while. You want to put them in water, soak them in there for like 15-20 minutes, and put a couple of drops of this in there, right? If you do a gallon, then you can put I would say like a teaspoon. I wouldn't do that much because, you know, they're still getting acclimated. I wouldn't want to shock it. So just put maybe a teaspoon to a gallon, and then every month, if you want to get a lot of root growth, or you want to get your orchids established, this is a great way to do it. You know how I'm always stressing established orchids last longer? This will help you establish the orchid faster instead of waiting years for it to happen. So this stuff is great. I just started using it. I'm actually using it, I'm going to show you now, on cuttings. So if you do cuttings, like Hoya cuttings, you put a drop or 2 into a cup of water. It is super thrive, so you want to be careful with the amount because it's very strong, and it'll help it root. Okay, and now this, like I said, Sanctifier, they are the only ones at Ophi's that I think have this. I haven't seen it anywhere. It's very hard to find even online. So if you guys can get your hands on this, give them a call. They did tell me that they are getting something that's even better than this. So if they already have it, go ahead and purchase that instead. But for me right now, this is what works. So we got the supplies out of the way. We got to move fast because there's a lot happening. I'm going to start with one of the best, not the best one of the most beautiful cattleyas that I saw, and I think you guys knew I was going to get this. So I'm going to start with Redland Show, and I'm going to work backwards, okay? Because there's a lot of big pieces from the Redland Show. I had to get this, guys. I mean, for me, this was a no-brainer. Look at that. Is that not a beautiful, beautiful color? Now, this was at my friend's Odom's. Odom's has amazing cattleyas. He always brings really incredible cattleyas. Well, you guys seen Terry. She always goes crazy buying in his booth. Well, not goes crazy, but she always likes to go there and buy at least 1 or 2 things. But I have to keep pressing on this because the sun now is behind it, and it wants to focus on the dark area, and then the highlights get blown out. So that's the name. It's a BLC Lynn Evans. That's Odom's information in case you guys want to reach out and see if he has more. But again, look at the establishment on this orchid. Look how well those roots are already sticking to the side of the pot, because you know it's been there for at least a couple of years. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to get something that when you move it and you do this, see, notice how this thing is not even moving. If you do that to a pot, of course, guys, don't start doing that at the vendors. Please don't do that. You can tell when it's loose. If you just do this lightly on the base, it doesn't move. See, that's an established orchid. Because I did the mistake for many years of going crazy when I go to certain shows, and some people are not really what you call growers. They're just resellers. So resellers, they buy from other vendors, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's a piece of a pie for everybody. But here's where it starts getting a little bit sketchy, is that if the buyer doesn't know or have any knowledge of the orchids, you're not going to get any education from them. They're just going to try to sell you the orchid. And in most cases, not all, in most cases, what happens is, since they are not growers and that orchid becomes sick and you have to take it back, they might not take it back. Now, a grower, 9 out of 10 will take it back because they know if it was you who did it or they who did it. A reseller is going to always say you did it. You put it in the wrong spot. I've seen it happen many times. And guys, I'm not here bad talking anybody. I'm just telling you the realness of this world, which I don't put out there. But I think after this weekend, I did talk to my girls and I said, you know, this is part of it. This is part of this world, and it needs to be addressed, so that way my viewers, you guys who actually are committed to my channel and watch, have that benefit that you're going to know a little bit more about it before going out there and getting burned. And if you guys follow Blanca, and you've been following her for a lot of years, she had a situation like that, so you know what I'm talking about. Now this right here comes from Coral Smith. Now we all went cuckoo for this. Every single one of us. We all had to have this. And so we all bought it. Now mine, unfortunately, I lost the tag. I don't know what I did with the tag. I will put it down there because, again, Coral Smith, look at that. Look at that pot. Those roots want to come out. So I got this to put it here. Now, what I may do, because it's just to hold it, I'm going to put Brassavola. They told me now it's Brassavola. Now I'm going back to the way I used to say it. Somebody corrected me once and I went with it, and apparently that person was wrong. So it's Brassavola. Terry was right. And I kind of felt like she was right on that one. I even told her, well, you're probably right on that one because I'm not too sure. But anyways, this one, Terry saw, I saw, I think Wendy saw. I actually have Wendy's up there. Could you see it up there? Yeah, you could see it. Right here. So Wendy, if you're watching, she's hanging beautifully there under the shade area so it doesn't get damaged. These plants do great in mounts. You want to put them on a mount. And since my friend Doug, who you will see when I open the box, I'm itching to open it, I have a feeling this is going to go on one of those mounts. And not just this one, other ones there too. But we all went cuckoo for this. It's such a pretty flower with that green against, it's a pistachio lime green against that pinkish hot pink in the labellum. Now I haven't smelled any fragrance on it. I don't think it has any. If it does, it's probably a night fragrance or a morning fragrance. So in the morning, if I have a chance to go back here, I'm going to try to smell it again. I didn't smell it last night. I smelled it last night and I didn't smell any fragrance. So I got to wait and see. It's also acclimating to the environment. So that may be a cause of it. But isn't it a beauty? And I think I only paid, this was only like $35 or something like that. I can't remember. You got kind of lose. Actually, 30. I think it was 30. Well, either way, they had it at Coral Smith. They went like hotcakes. It was one. I think it was one of the first ones that started going. And half of it went to Bubbly and Orchids. This beauty here, you guys knew I needed to get this. Now, it's a funny story with this. This was my friends at Backyard Bloom. There's vendors out there, guys, that usually when I go out there and I promote the shows, in appreciation, they always like to give me gifts. And you know, every year it gets a little bit broader, the shows, there's more vendors, so I get to get more gifts. And I never ask for a gift, by the way, ever. I do this channel. I started this channel because I love doing what I do. But I do appreciate the exchange of gratitude, because when there's energy being exchanged, there's a lot of power behind that, and that means the community grows. When someone's taking and the other one's giving too much, then what happens is it falls apart. But in this community, there are some vendors, not all, but there's some vendors that are really generous and really reciprocate all the work that I do to promote them, to bring more attendance in the shows. And the Moats, Coral Smith, Vicky's Orchids, Backyard Blooms. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's a lot of people who are like family to me, and they always want to give me a reward for the work that I do, and I think that's very kind. And what this one was is the Little Mermaid. But this one that she had grew upside down, see? But the flower, it's already on its way. That flower was so much bigger than all the other Little Mermaids that I told her, I don't mind, because this is really how it grew. It looks like it's broken, but it's not, guys. This is how it grew. See? That's really how it grew. I'm just going to leave it like that. It kind of bent a little bit in the car, but it was more like this. But it's okay. If it bends like this, you could actually re-spike it up or leave it alone. As long as it's not cracked, it'll still transfer all the nutrients and water that it needs. But I told her, she was, are you sure you want that one? Why don't you take the other ones? And I go, listen, I'm looking at the flower, the plant, the leaves. Everything was so much prettier than the other ones. Because when you see them all together, they all look gorgeous. But when you start pulling them out, you start realizing, oh, you know, they're not that full, or they're kind of lanky. But this one had the biggest flowers. And like I always say, try to find ones that the flowers are fully open, the petals and the sepals are all spread out, because that's what makes the flower look good. And I'm going to show you a Coral Smith Vanda that you guys knew I was going to take that. how perfect those petals are. I mean, I think, not that I'm a judge or anything like that, but I think it would be worthy of even trying to get a judge, because those leaves are just perfection. So anyways, I got this as a gift from my friends at Backyard Blooms. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are always so, so generous. And so now I finally have the Little Mermaid. One I've been wanting for quite a while. So speaking of Crawl Smith, which, by the way, they brought the house down with all their, they had so many great things. I had whiplash. I kept on going back to their tent because I was like, I miss something every time I go back, I find something new. So you guys saw me with this. They had a couple of these. They had like 3 or 4 of these. By the time I picked this up, they were gone. And guess who had one? And I was, by that time, I think it was 4 or 5 hours into the show, and I bumped into my friend Farida from Grand Caymans. Hi, Farida. She also came here to my house. We had such a fun time, her and her husband. It was awesome. I was so happy to be able to host for her. And she had this in her hand. And I was so surprised to see her that I wasn't even paying attention. And even when she showed it to me, I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty Vanda. It happens. So anyways, like I told her, great minds think alike. I actually sent her a message and I go, do you realize that you were holding the Vanda that I actually separated, but I never told you? So I don't know if she took it with her, because I know it's difficult for her to, not difficult, but she has to send it through inspections and all that when they buy here in Miami. But this is a Propethom Gold crossed with a Tubton Velvet, blah, blah, blah. Number 2. But what I liked about this, it wasn't just the cranberry and yellow. There's orange right in here. But look at the flower. This is what I'm telling you. You see, you want that flower to be like, you want it more like this than back. So this one, normally what you can do, you can pop these inwards. I didn't have to do it to this one. They were all perfect. Perfect. And it's already, he told me, it's already been open for a while. But Vandas, you know, they last a very long time. And it's not such a big Vanda, which is what I like. See? It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous flower. So happy I got it, because I was so upset when I couldn't get the one at Sierra Madre. And then when I went back, they had sold it. This one's pretty close to what I saw. You see right here how much little freckles of red it has. So it has a mosaic of just yellow, orange, and cranberry. Perfect Vanda. I love you. Now, let's go back to Backyard Blooms. On the last day, the hubby calls me, and the hubby has a name, but right now I'm drawing a blank. And I'm not gonna sit here and try to remember. But anyways, he calls me over, he goes, hey, come over here. I wanna give you something that we're selling now new. I fell in love with it. Look at this, how cool, this industrial basket that they made. I don't know if they made it. I think they made it, because I know they're very creative. But at this point, it doesn't matter who made it. I love this, and it collapses. So if you take it down, you don't have those big hangers that are sticking out all over the place. So I'm gonna find a very special orchid to put in here, or plants, because I do collect plants as well. But I love my basket. I like different kinds of baskets to put in my, which I still haven't gotten a Vina basket. And if you guys are watching, it's not because I don't like your baskets. It's because I keep forgetting to take one. So hopefully next time when we get there at the next show, I will take the green one, because they have a green one and it's so pretty. Vina baskets are beautiful. If you guys haven't seen them yet, they're made out of resin. They're I think they're not biodegradable. They're sustainable. And it's just a beautiful design, and they collapse. You can take them apart and put them back together. But anyways, Vina, I'm sorry I haven't taken one. I promise next time I will try to remember to take one. And when I see them, we get into too much talking and then my mind goes away. So anyways, this basket, it's going in my greenhouse ASAP, because I do like it. Thank you guys for this beautiful gift. And I don't mean to sound like I'm rushing, it's just that there is a lot. Plus my kitties are about to start asking for food. All right, this was a blooper. This was a surprise. It looks like nothing, right? You guys look at this and you're like, whatever. Well, for those who know, you know, this is the Florida ghost orchid. This is my favorite orchid in the world. All it is roots, thus the name ghost orchids, because you don't see it until the flower comes out. And it shoots a long stem with a beautiful white flower that looks like a heart. I'll put the insect in there and the Latin name as well. So I'm giving this a go. This is hanging on the outside of my aquarium just like this. And every day I dip it in my aquarium for about a minute, and then I put it back outside my aquarium. It faces a screen where the sun hits that area, but not directly, and it's broken light. So I have a feeling it may work, but if it doesn't, at least I tried. But this is something I've been after for a very long time. Now, if you guys want these, they're $25. It's the least expensive. I have these things go for like $80-$90 online sometimes, these little root clusters. If you reach out to the Fairchild Tropical Botanical Garden, their Million Orchid Project has these. Anything that is native to Florida, they have a lot of seedlings that you can buy, and it's made so you can put them up on the trees. Now, if this doesn't do well, which I think it will, but if it doesn't, I will get another one. Then I'm going to try it on my trees, because Julian told me your area is like a 10 to an 11 zone. And I'm right next to the Everglades. He goes, you're literally in the backyard of where the ghost orchid lives. So just put it on a tree. It should do fine. And I didn't even think about that. So if it doesn't work like this, you're going on a tree. But I do like this. I had this put away because I love this mount. It's such a cool mount, you see? And it has to sit on it so it could capture. So I don't know. It looks kind of weakling. Like I'm looking at the roots. I don't know if it's going to make it or not. I'm not keeping my hopes that high, even though I am a very positive person, but I'm not going to, because this is my first time. This is my second time trying to grow one. The first time, it was so many years ago that I didn't know what I was doing. So anyways, that did come from Fairchild. Let me see if I have anything else from Fairchild. Yeah, this right here. This comes from Vicky. And again, this was a gift from Vicky at Fairchild. And boy, do I love this dendrobium. You guys saw me talk about it and mention it. It is, oh my God, we're saying the name over and over, but I'll put it down there because I do have the name. It didn't have a tag. Wendy was the one who told me, oh yeah, that's this, and that. But it had so many inflorescence. I told Terry, I really need this one in my life. My dendrobium collection. So anyways, this one starts as a yellow flower. Let me see, there's nothing, well, this one kind of, but it starts as a yellow. Instead of white, it starts as yellow with purple. And then it transitions into white and purple, like a marbly white and purple. Just a all around beautiful color combination, beautiful pattern on the flower. And these type of dendrobiums, these long cane dendrobiums that get very tall, they're good to put in those, you can't see it from there, but they're good to put in those cones that you make out of mesh, or should I say cylinders out of mesh, and you put it in the center and let it grow there, because that way it'll hold everything up, all the canes, and it'll teach the dendrobium to just stay straight up. And if someday you want to move it from there and put it in a bigger container, it'll be perfectly straight up. It won't have any bent canes. And that's the best way to keep them, at least for me. So let's put you here, my love. Because actually, you know what? With my running around, I will bump into it. Oh, and bump into this. You know what? We're gonna do you right now. This was a beautiful, beautiful gift from none other than Farida. Farida was so sweet. She got me this gorgeous, gorgeous Cattleya. Now I don't know what the flower looks like. I have to look it up. She told me it's cranberry and yellow. I think I did look it up though. This is the name. Now I will look it up and I'll put the inset there. Oh, my light just went out. Hold on. Let me turn it off for a bit, because when it's on for too long, what happens is it heats up the LED and then it shuts off for a while, but it'll go back on. So it does have two beautiful buds ready to open. She told me it's my favorite colors, cranberry and yellow. So I am super excited, but I love how it came. Look at that, how pretty. This is what I call a plug and play. And when you see them like this, you know they've been established already in this piece of wood for a while. So this will be a stronger plant. And that's why I want you guys to get used to the idea of getting established, because it makes it easier for you guys to grow them. Now this one, it's another one we didn't have a reference to the flower. We had to look it up, so I'll put the inset there. I was gonna purchase this, and my card, oh good, it has the name in the back. They were from Brazil. I was hoping to get their name because they were so kind, so sweet. They had so many cattleyas. Look at how healthy this cattleya is. $30, guys. This whole thing. And these are cattleyas from Brazil. This is the name of this one. Hopefully it comes out clear because the light is not on. And they put them in these little bags. When you get home, take them out right away. I kept it here because I brought it yesterday, so it hasn't been here for that long. So today, right when I finish this video, this comes out, and this is gonna go, you know where? In one of those mounts in that box. So Doug, perfect timing. This is going to go definitely one of those mounts, because cattleyas, right now, I've noticed that they do way better, grow faster and bloom faster on wood mounts. Here in Florida, it's too hot. So you guys need to water all the time. And if you have them in a pot, chances are you're gonna get root rot or kill them, or they're prone to a lot of scales and mealybugs and aphids. So try to keep them on a mount. If you can keep them on a mount, you're gonna be a happier person, because you're never gonna have to worry about overwatering. So that's why I tell people, you know what, if you don't know how much to water a cattleya, I'm one that kills cattleyas very easily. I've learned to put them either in lava rock, charcoal, where it gets a lot of drainage, don't water every day, or put them on a mount and then you can water every day. If you like that water therapy, then put things on a mount, because then you can totally be like watering and your plants are not going to die. That's the name of the place. Orquídea, is that what it says? Orquídea. So if you guys see them in the shows, they're bag babies. I suggest you stop by. We did stop by there yesterday, Sunday, so everything goes a lot, not a lot cheaper. It goes with 10 and 20% off, so you get a little bit of a discount. But usually that's only with international vendors, because they don't want to take everything back. And guys, by the way, I went on a health kick. I've been doing good fasting the proper way. I've been eating a lot of clean foods, even though this weekend I kind of got off the wagon there, fell off the wagon. I drink a lot of water. I feel better than ever. I am not sick. There was somebody who made a comment during my live video, and unfortunately, when I'm shooting behind the scenes, there's no editing, because we have to get that video out on time. And so if somebody says something wrong, I truly apologize. I got a lot of comments from you guys protecting me, telling me, you know, that was rude. It's okay. Some people say because they feel comfortable with me, because they are my friends, but you guys don't know the backstory. So the fact that someone said that, you know, are you sick? Are you doing Ozempic? Not that I have anything against it, but if I did Ozempic, I would disappear. I'm already thin. So I am doing a very strong, healthy lifestyle right now, and I never felt better. So just wanted to get that out there so no one worries, because and when you're on camera, you gain 10 pounds anyway. So I know that when you see me out there, you think that I dropped a lot of weight. It's not that. Is that the camera adds a lot more, because I see it. So when you see me out there, it's not that I dropped so much weight, is that that's my real weight. Anyways, I believe I'm here in a conundrum, because Lee from Hawaii, he always gives me and Terry a gift. He's another one of those vendors that always is very reciprocate. Is that the proper word? Reciprocates. in gratitude what we do and how, you know, all the work that we do, because it's a lot of work that we do, but we love what we do and we would do what we love, right? So he wanted to gift us this. I believe this is his, the Hawaiian Prominence American. It's called American Cross with Brassavola nodosa. Now I am gonna get a picture because I don't know what this looks like. That's why I believe this is his, but I don't think he gave it to me in a little pot. Like, I don't think he gave me this. So if after this video I'm incorrect, I will put it down there because it's a lot to keep up here. And I'll try to find the one he did give me, but I'm almost positive it was this one. But Lee, if you're watching, I am so sorry, buddy. I don't know if it was this one or another one, but I'm almost positive it is. But either way, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous one. Again, this is coming out of here and going into a mount. Now, I don't know how many mounts Doug sent me, but I'm here mounting everything without knowing what he sent me. But I have mounts in the back. Brassavola nodosa hybrids do amazing on mounts. That's where they do the best. If you put them on a mount, you'll see how they go crazy. And this one, by the way, has already a little flower. So by the time I edit this, because I still am editing the other one, which is premiere day, so you probably already saw it, but this won't come out for a while, so maybe the flower is out by the time I'm starting to edit. Now this comes from none other than Joshua Jones from the Orchid Den. He gave me, I've been collecting all his little cups. These are like $15 terracotta pots. They're so cute, and he does them all by hand. These are not like printed with a machine or industrial manufacture. Oop. Come back here, Orchid Den. His tags are the best. Look how big they are. The camera really captures it. It has the name, it has the information on the bottom. And this is the green hornet clamshell. Now the clamshell orchid usually has that super purple or cranberry shell looking labellum that faces up. This one's more on the green side. It has a little bit of the red, but it's more on the green side. It's super cute. He had, and unfortunately I erased it, I had a video because I needed to make room on my phone since I'm shooting 4K. Let me know what you guys think about the 4K. I really like the way it looks. It's sharper and not as fuzzy. And when I put it on the big screen, it looks very clear. He said that he put this and it got an award. It was a ball like this, full of those flowers. I will show you what it looks like, but this is not the same one. This is the regular one, what they call cochleata. See? It's a beautiful octopus looking flower. But you see, this is really purple cranberry through and through. That one is more greenish on the top. So it's more of a greenish flower. And you know how much I love to keep it green. But this is, I've had this for a while. This one, I forgot, I think I got this one 2 years ago at Fairchild. Now, speaking of a vendor that I adore, she is such a beautiful soul, Miss Smiley. She gave Terry and me one of these. She had, this is a really rare looking flower. She had one in bloom. I will put it in there because I did videotape it. And we were fascinated by it. This is a name, it's a species. And here's her information if you guys want to reach out to her, because I know a lot of you have asked me what her info is. Give her a call, it's by appointment only. And I love how it comes in this little mount already. Look at those roots. This is a beautiful gift. Thank you, Smiley. I love this so much. It's such a delicate and pretty orchid. So anyways, the flower on this was fascinating and it smelled so good. She's like, smell it. It smelled delicious. So she gave me one and she gave Terry one. And I can't wait to see these blooms. This is gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna put this already here in my little mini section, because Smiley's orchids for some reason do good in this little section here. So I just keep them all there. Apparently it's a perfect light. I don't overwater, I don't feed. anything you buy from Smiley, very important, she grows everything super healthy. She actually cleans the base with water, and I don't know if she uses alcohol or peroxide, but she doesn't use chemicals. So when you bring anything that's organic like that and you start pounding it with fertilizer and fungicide and all that, you're gonna kill it, because it's not used to that. You can acclimate it to it. You can use small amounts of it and little by little start getting it used to. I have one there that I feed already. It took a year to acclimate into that. And it's still kind of a little rocky. It's a Shinorchis, I think it is. So organic plants, when you buy them and they tell you they're organically grown, do not go home and start repotting them and doing all this stuff. Put them in the space, ask them the lighting that they grow them in, try to mimic that lighting as much as possible, and slowly acclimate them to your regimen. Now, I'm gonna get the big elephant out of the way. Check this out. I have been after this for quite a long time. This is a Cymbidium. Oh my God. I'm forgetting everything today. Here, let me see. Oh, something's in my eye. I don't know if you're gonna read it here. Let me see. There you go. What's cool about the Cymbidium is that it grows these cute little yellow flowers. It's already on its way out because this poor plant was out there for 4 days in the heat. And even though Vicky does water, because you can still feel it's moist, it was out there. A lot of people touch plants, you know. And guys, when you go to these shows, keep in mind that there's thousands of people going and thousands of people touching. If you notice, I have kept my hands to myself a lot because I need to teach myself to not do that, because you do kill the flower. And it's not the same as being at home and doing this as 1,000 hands doing this and touching. And so unfortunately the flowers start, you know, dying. But look, this one's still in good shape. It's a beautiful, beautiful flower. I think it is fragrant. I can't remember if it was fragrant or not. I think she told me it is fragrant, but I've seen this many times in the shows, and I've always like passed by it. I'm like, I can't get that. It's too big. I don't know if I'm going to be able to grow it. And so Vicky told me, why don't you just take it and you finally have it. She had 3 of these. And I was like, Vicky, no, you need to leave that there because that's a good sale for you. So what we did was I said, we're going to leave it there. And Sunday at the end of the day, I will stop by, and if you still have it, I'll take it. If you sold it, then good for you. So I think she actually put it aside because she had it in the back. I'm like, did you keep it? She goes, no one, they bought the other 2, but they didn't buy that one. But anyways, either way, thank you, Vicky. I can't believe I actually have this. And now that I'm able to grow Cymbidiums, because I finally learned, well, I didn't learn, I created an atmosphere that's better for them. They like to be in very tropical, humid, but dense tropical, you know, like things growing underground with canopies. I don't let it go anywhere near the sun, and I don't drench it in water. I give it water and let it dry out. Cymbidiums, you got to let them dry out and then you water them again. Don't let them sit in water, and notice how it's open, right? Because you want it to air out. So Vicky, thank you for my Monstroso orchid. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful orchid. And I'm finding that these larger orchids that I'm getting, they seem to hold way better than the smaller ones. I guess because they've been, you know, established for so long. Like I said, plug and play. So I'm going to put this back here because it is a massive piece. Oh my God! Now this was from Lee's Orchids and Things over at Ophi's. This was a beautiful ginger that she had, and I've never seen this ginger. Look at this, how cool. She had a couple of them, and I did record it. I did talk about it, and when I was leaving, she told Terry and me, she goes, you know, you guys were looking at that ginger. Why don't you take it and grow it in your yard? So each one of us took one, and look how pretty it is. That pink and yellow, that's such a cool combo, right? It's beautiful on orchids, and it's beautiful on gingers as well. And it's a pretty nice size. I have it inside my green area where I have all my aeroids and pothos and ferns, and it really likes it there. Now, these lighter leaves are the newer leaves, so I guess they get darker as they get older, because at first I thought they were turning yellow, but it's not. I think it's actually because it hasn't been in the sun. It's been in the shade house. But thank you, Lee. I really, really like this. I don't have anything like this, and it matches the shirt. You know, I don't think I'm going to be able to give you guys, oh my God, it's 41 minutes of what's in bloom, because I still have to do the unboxing. So maybe the what's in bloom will be in another show. This cutting here was a hoya called Hoya Ruthie. And it is the most beautiful yellow flower. I'm going to see if Laz could send me a picture so I can put it, because he bought the sample, was the only one left. And he ended up giving me a cutting. Now, the story behind Hoyas is that I never collected Hoyas until Laz introduced me to them. And so I know he has a lot of really big collection in different flowers, and he likes like the rare ones and things like that. So I loved it. It was, I think, only $35 for that beautiful, it was a big piece. And I looked at Laz and I go, Laz, look up there. And he looks, he goes, ah! And I go, why don't you take that? You have such a great collection of Hoyas. And, you know, if I wanted to grow one, I asked him for a cutting. But I said, you know what? You got me into Hoyas. You're the reason I started. You should have that Hoya. The flower is about that big, like the size of a quarter, banana yellow, like bright, bright, bright banana yellow. Beautiful. I've never seen anything like that. As a matter of fact, when we were literally grabbing it already to pay, this lady came running saying, I got the money for the Hoya. And it ended up being that Hoya. And we're like, well, we're just paying for it now. And she was livid. She was not having it. But you know what? Laz is a good person. Even though he did buy the Hoya, he goes, I'll give you some cuttings. And she wanted to pay. He goes, no, they're free. And so he gave her 2 cuttings. And then she says, well, why don't you just give me 1 more so you make it 3? I'm like, beggars shouldn't be choosy. But anyways, it was a fun story. And I told him, actually, that's a really funny story behind that Hoya. Now we have a story to tell. So when I get mine to grow, and by the way, that Hoya, I put 2 drops of the KLN Super Thrive. So this is the first time I do it with Hoya, so let's see how it works. This one I did buy. This was $20. It's called a Hoya Impendialis Red. The flower on this is spectacular. It's about that big. It's waxy, it's cranberry, and if I remember correctly, the center is yellow, so no brainer. So I did take one of these because this sold out like that. When we went back, gone. The cuttings for 20, the cuttings for 30, and the 3 plants that were 150 that had bigger ones, everything gone. It was such a superstar of the show. The only thing they had left was their display, and that was not for sale. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. So Hoyas do really well here. They grow super fast. I usually grow them or root them in water, and I have 2 that have been in water rooted for months, and they're doing beautiful. So if you want to grow them in water, they do grow in water, believe it or not. Most people didn't know that. I just figured it out because I forgot to change the Hoya, and I realized that it was growing babies. Let me make sure. We're done. We're done with our wonderful haul. Now, what I've been anticipating. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring you closer, so that way I don't have to be screaming. All right, Doug. Let's get this party started. Notice I didn't even talk. I'm like, come on, let's open this. It's been here way too long. And I did ask him, you know, I did tell him that I wasn't going to open it right away. So if there's anything that could have spoiled in here, I think he would have told me. Now watch there be a plant with the leaves like this. Ooh, he bubble wrapped it. Oh my. Oh, this is way prettier than the pictures. Doug, this, and it's heavy. He already pre-drilled it. You really knocked it out of the park. This is beautiful. And look, you see all these grooves, and this is hard wood. I forgot to ask him, is this oak? It's very tough surface, and you see all those grooves in there. That's what the orchid likes. It likes to grab on. You don't want something too smooth. It won't work. You know, it maybe some will work, like the smaller, thinner hair like roots, but this will work with anything. It reminds me a lot of the tamarind wood. So let me see, where is she? So that's what's gonna go in there. No brainer! How exciting! Doug, you have no idea how happy I am about this right now, because when we buy orchids, then we have to go and look for the wood and stuff like that. So this just worked out perfect. Oh, and look at that. You're spoiling me. You're spoiling me. Look. Plug and play. They're the same wood, but they're all different sizes. Oh my God, look at this one's a lot bigger. Look at these pieces, guys. Oh, I love this one. This is where that pink one that I have over there is gonna go. I'm probably gonna hang it like this and then put it like that. Oh, it's so pretty. Thank you. What I like about mounts, guys, like let's say this one here. This one's perfect for it because you put it down low. You don't want to put it up here, right? You want to put it down here so that way you can use the back of the mount as the background for your orchids. Once its roots on here and it becomes very, very established on here and it just fills it all with roots, all you need to do is get a bigger one of these, of any mount, and you glue it onto the new mount, and that's it. I've done it so many times that when the roots grow around it, you can't even tell it's been pasted one on top of the other. So that's the beauty of mounts. You can screw them on. I've screwed them on. I've glued them on. So that way, you just need to just apply it to a bigger and a bigger, and you grow it with your plant. But that is going to be a beautiful, beautiful display. I can't wait to show you guys. Maybe I'll do a video on mounting. Yeah. We're having moments here, many moments. Oh my God, Doug, thank you so much. This is so generous of you. And knowing the way shipping, because I just shipped some stuff to Hawaii and it was a simple shirt and I think it was like $10, which is not much, but still, it's not what it used to be. This is very heavy. So I truly, truly, truly am grateful to this. This is a very kind gesture. And I hope you get it back in return 3 times fold. I'm gonna be so busy. I couldn't wait to open this box. I was dying to open it. All right, guys, so the unboxing is done. We have maybe 15 more minutes. Let's turn it around and go look at some blooms. All right, guys, here is the new improved greenhouse. This is how I fixed everything for the event. We're gonna have a lot of people here visiting, so we really didn't want to have anything in the way, so I kind of created a lot of walking space where you can kind of walk all the way around without crashing into anything. I'm running out of breath because I've been doing trying to get all of this in one video, and now I'm running out of breath. Here is the Serena Chang. Now this is from Backyard Bloom. This is one of the dendrobiums that I bought. I bought like 4 or 5 at one of the shows, and they were in a box, and I put them on these wood pieces. These are waterboard wood that you can buy over in Home Depot. This one I had actually, not this one back here, that's an encyclia. This one I had actually put it together with a bunch of other dendrobiums from Backyard Blooms, and they're doing beautifully. Look at that color. Serena Chang is a very, very pretty, and I kept on buying the same one. I have like 3 of these. And that little spider wants to be in the shot. So anyways, let's keep moving. We're not gonna camp out. This is gonna be a quick view. My showtime. This is with the rains, I'm surprised they're still here. They got so wet, because if you guys see up here, I do have a section where it gets watered, because I do like to use rainwater on my plants. But then the rest, we finally had it covered. We meaning Louis and Jorge. I do have a video showing how they were replacing the tarp, and it's been a world of a difference, because now everything is protected. But this showtime is going to be a showtime. It called from Waldorf Orchids in New Jersey, and I got this at the Tamiami show. I also have that little tiny one, and it's shooting new growth. And so now with this one, I put it here where it used to be where my diva was, my queen, my green flash, but I did move her from there to repot her, and she's actually much happier in her other location. Down here, I don't have anything in bloom. I just want to show you how nice this turned out. And the lighting right now is really beautiful, because the sun is right there. And my neighbors cut back all their hedging. It used to be all the way up there, so I didn't get any sun here. So now my plants are getting a little bit of more light, thus inducing more flower growth. So you can see there's spikes. There's spikes everywhere. There's a big spike there in that section there. There's a spike there. So, you know, towards the winter, I think I'm going to have way more to show you guys, because it's looking very promising. Here's that beautiful Brassavola hybrid that Joanne gave us, which is improperly tagged. So I'm not even going to show you the tag, because they told us that it was a different name, so I have to re-tag it. And this I already showed you. This was beautiful, by the way. It has another one coming out. It had two. This is from Ecuagenera, and it has a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Simple name, Cattleya Amazon. And it was a tiny little thing. I paid $12 for this. Look at the size. I paid $12 for this big plant. Well, no, I paid $12 for this orchid, and it came in a 4-inch pot. About, I think it was a year ago. 2 years ago, when I went with Melissa and Teresita. Well, the light went away. It's okay. We don't need the light. So it's giving me more. It has another sheath here. It's giving me another flower. So it's a nice bloomer. I do like it. And of course, I just showed you this. Let's bring it back for an encore. Guys, it's like 90% humidity right now. I think I have to cut it quick here. This is a guarantee that was given to me by David from Morning Dove Orchids. And it is a stunning Cattleya. Well, guarantee. Now, Arthur Murray was it Arthur Murray? He was a director of the 1940s and 50s for MGM. I think it was MGM. And he was into orchids. And I believe this one in specific, the story behind it is that it was, he hybridized it, or he had part of it to do with the hybridizing. But it is a spectacular, it's not fully open. When it opens, it looks like two huge pom-poms. And it's a big Cattleya. David kept on telling me, I don't know about the leaves. The leaves never look good. You know, some Cattleyas, the leaves are just funky. But listen, when you get this kind of beauty, you can overlook the leaves. Even though I like keeping it green all the time, still, that big pom-pom is just what steals the show. And I gotta send this to Julian, because he was here looking at it. He goes, I wonder what kind of guarantee this is. He couldn't tell. So, well, because it wasn't open yet. And these guys are my Paphiopedilums. They do very well for me. These are my pride and joy, because here in South Florida, Paphs, at least in Miami, they really don't do well. This happens a lot to them. They do like a lot of water, but they don't like to be overwatered or drenched in water. They like to stay moist, but they also like bright light in order to shoot their spikes. So this is my perfect location for them. And what I do is, during the super heavy rainy seasons, I let them get a lot of rainwater, because rainwater that's charged by by the lightning will give you that good nitrogen, and it'll give those big robust green leaves like this. So I really don't feed these anymore. I stopped feeding them because this happens to them. So when you see this happening a lot to your orchids, that you're getting these brown tips, stop feeding it. Probably the salts in it is sitting in the ends of the leaves, and it's burning it. So that's a clear, because this is not sunburn or anything. If it's unison like this in the tips only, that means it's something that you're giving it that's concentrating on the end of the leaves and burning them. So 20 20 20, 30 20 20, all those 20 30, you know, 3 numbers, they all are salts. So you want to avoid it on your paphiopedilums. Use rainwater and watch how they grow. All right, I think, oh, and guys, look at this beauty. I brought this inside. I never had this inside. This is from Brazil. This is about, not the plant, but the little thing is like about 35 years old. My friend's mom many years ago brought a little stick like this. We won't say it. I didn't bring it. And she put it in her garden, grew it in a pot, and then gave her son a cutting of it. Now, years later, we got this house. Her son comes here to help us build the house, or should I say renovate the house. And he gave me his. He told me, look, I'm not going to keep it in my house. So it was like 2 or 3 of these. I didn't know how to take care of this. And so I put it in this basket, and I realized that it has like the rabbit's foot. So I'm like, okay, this means it needs to be in an area that doesn't get direct sunlight. It is a fern. And lo and behold, guys, this thing, the only one that I've seen like this is in Fairchild Gardens. I haven't seen this in any nursery or park or botanical garden, only at Fairchild. It's my pride and joy. That's why she's right there in the center. I decided to bring her in here because this is the kind of lighting they like. They live in the Amazon under big canopies of trees. So I'm trying to mimic that, where you know how the light comes. Perfect example. If you look at my Fairchild Tropical Garden video I just uploaded about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when we walk through the rainforest area, you see this kind of lighting breaking through and lots of mist. That's what it likes. That's the kind of environment it likes. So you want to always try to mimic the environment that the plant that you're buying as close as possible if you want to get the most out of it. All right, so I think we're done here. That's what's a short and sweet one. Let's look at my little yellow birds here. I love these little yellow birds. They smell so good at night. I got these at Redlands. I missed them at the show this time. And a lot of vendors were not there. You guys were asking that are usually there. The reason why is because it was in October, and for some vendors, they already had plans. Oh, let's go look at this. Let's not leave this beautiful moats flower behind when the sun is hitting it so perfectly. This comes from the moats. I got this a couple of years ago. And when you stop at their booth, they had 3 for $50. I always, usually get some to put on my trees because they do so well. So all these I got at the moats booth in separate occasions. And so I put them throughout my yard, and they seem to love it here. See, again, rough bark, roots love to go through there. And this was a dying dendrobium. It ain't dying no more. So if they're not doing good, guys, put them on your trees if you have trees. And that way you can bring them back to life. See, all these were dying. All these dendrobiums, and look, they're all coming back. So you never know what they may do when you put them on a tree. All right, let's turn this puppy around. All right, my friends, it is over. I got through this. I can't believe I did it. There was so much info I wanted to get to you guys. I get so excited to share my information with you. As I always say, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I want to teach you as much as I learn, because if you guys give me so much in return by watching my videos, by being excited, watching you guys over at the show, coming up to me, taking pictures, that doesn't bother me. I'm not that kind of person. I could be stressed out when I'm filming. If I'm filming and I'm really into it, it could be a little bit difficult to engage because I won't be able to give you my full attention. But I do enjoy when you guys come up to me because it validates what I do. It validates that it's not just videos in the wind, and that I'm teaching you guys something. And it's all about education and fun. That's why I say educationally fun, because that's the way we learn. We learn, if we're having a good time, we absorb more, right? That's why I say love what you do and do what you love, because that way you absorb and observe more. So this weekend was one to remember. I love my friends in the Bubbly and Orchid. It's a group of people I never thought that I would have in my life. I've had many groups of people in many different stages of my life, and I honestly got to say this group is incredible, really incredible, wonderful people. We all have different personalities, but we all figure out a way to handle each other, and it works great. And I love the different personalities because that's what makes you so special. And so this weekend I saw so many people from out of town that came up to me. Several people had actually told me, it's so good that you put the video out, because I was able to do a list and it makes it easier for me. I mean, I know some of my viewers don't like to be walking all day. So for them, they tell me, like Mercedes was like, I was writing things down, which I don't know if you guys saw her, but I love Mercedes. She's one of my favorite, if not, she's not, they're all my favorite. But she was the first one to open her home to me besides Terry, and allow me to see her, you know, besides my friends. She called me and let me inside her home, and that's when the home visits really started picking up, and they're coming back. It's just we're waiting for the weather to be cooler. But you saw Vivian, you saw Maria, you saw Mercedes, you saw Terry. These are all my home visits. Even Roxy has been a home visit of mine, and Marley has been a home visit of mine. So I want to start doing that again. I want to go back to all these homes and do an update to see how their collection is thriving right now. And it's always good to see how much they've grown and what new things they brought in. So that was a great part of the show, not just the flowers, not just the energy that it had. And again, the moats, Bart, you guys, you did an outstanding job. I know how stressful that is. That's why when he sees me or he sees anybody, he's like booking, and it's great that he takes a minute to stop, because I know how crazy that show is. So Bart, you and your family, everybody, you guys did a great job. And as a matter of fact, if you guys missed a show, he is going to have an open house November 8th. So the Moats, go on their website, moatsorchids.com, and check out November 8th, I believe they're going to have the open house. And they pull out some beautiful stuff that sometimes you don't even see at the shows. And I got to tell you, their crosses, they're made by them. All their crosses are made by them, by his legendary father, Dr. Martin Moats, who has been such an influential and great part of the orchid platform. To visit their own establishment and to be just in there could be historical, you know, and you can look back someday and say, I was there. So they're going to have that. Ophi's is going to have a show also now in October, and in November, Ophi's is going to have, by popular demand, people wanted it so bad, the orchid circus. So they're going to do the big tent with a lot of vendors. I will keep you guys updated. At the end of the show, you'll see the ads. All right, guys? I won't take any more of your time. Oh, and by the way, thank you for all of you who keep telling me we like the long videos. So now I'm not so stressed out. Now I know that by the most part, not everybody, but by the most part, you guys do like the longer videos. It makes it easier on me to get all that information out. So I hope I didn't miss anything out. Thank you for sticking by and hanging out with me today. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Nell. And remember to always keep it green. See you next time, and don't forget to get your shirt, because in the next show, we could take pictures together with it. See you guys later.